tell you I briefly trained as an acrobat in Portugal?
You
I think
did.
it's one of the reasons I've stayed so spry. He was a strange man. Claimed to be a mute, but talked in his sleep.
There we go. Now then. They can't hear me. I suppose we shall get on with the stream. But we do seem to have a neighbour in the vicinity. And I'd be more than a little bit inclined to greet him with a .22 caliber. But it looks like he's left. Which is fine. So, Kurt Cobain once said that he'd start this off without any words. I am not going to do that. Words are what I'm here to provide. Words and gameplay. Nothing more and nothing less. I'm here to usher you off into the sweet, sweet embrace of sleep. And I'm going to use Red Dead Redemption 2 to do that. So, what is the plan? Crips, what is the plan? You don't know and I don't know.
Things, but with all the stuff sitting around here, I'm thinking it might be good to get a guard dog.
Crips, you know that we do not have the $335 required to get a dog. You know that. I know that. We have 1827. Dogs are expensive, and dogs need to be maintained and fed. You can hear that desperate harmonica, Crips. You can hear it. Reinforcing the fact that we have no money. I'm actually just going to turn that down a little bit in my headset, because although it's wonderful, is that a fucking cougar? It's a wolf. No, it's a coyote. Well, that's fine. The coyotes, they don't bother me, and I don't bother them. At least that's always been the policy up until now. This chipmunk, on the other hand, he got lucky. So, I've got a little list of things to work through during the broadcast. My name is Simon. You are watching a channel called Simon's Island. My PSN username is Simons, and my character in Red Dead Online is also called Simon, because I wanted you to be under no illusions of who I am, what my name is, and what you or any of your friends, assuming that you have them, we don't all have friends, what you or anyone you know should call me. Simon is the name, and as they used to say back in 1999, don't wear it out. What are these coyotes up to? Proper like conversing, aren't they? Proper being sociable with each other. That's fantastic. That's sort of what I want us to look like, dear constant viewer. That'll be me, chatting away, and that'll be you, rolling around in the dirt with the other people in the chat. That's the plan. Those coyotes are an inspiration to us all. Gonna call... Murder? What? I done a murder? But I haven't even shot anyone yet. How did I do a murder? I guess I'm just that good at the game. I mean, I guess you could say that I'm absolutely murdering the art of Let's Play. Absolutely killing this stream with my F grade commentary. Nah, it's probably not F grade. Probably more like C tier. I'm feeling like this is going to be a C tier kind of stream. But you know what? Sometimes a C tier stream is all you need. Anyway, here's old memes, the horse. Old memes, the horse. Old memesy. Here to ferry us to God knows where. Get us out of Roanoke Ridge. And I'll just refer to my little note. My little notepad. I do have some objectives for this stream. I was talking about it in previous recordings about how we really need some sort of structure to these Red Dead Online sessions. So I went ahead and I got the only functioning pen or pencil in the whole goddamn building, broken in twain, in two, completely dull, a busted pencil. But I picked it up off the floor. It's the only writing instrument, the only utensil for putting words down on the page that we have. But I picked it up off the floor and I made some very brief notes so that this stream hopefully will not go off the rails. And the first objective on our list of things to do is we're going to Valentine, and I know what you might be thinking if you are familiar with the game. Oh, Valentine. Great. How exciting. I've only been there like 200 or 1,000 or 50,000 times. Let's go to Valentine. Whoop-de-doo. The connoisseurs among you might be thinking, why not Big Valley? Why not Tumbleweed? Why don't you stay in Roanoke Ridge? Why don't you go to Le Gras? That's kind of a deep cut, isn't it? Why don't you go to the swamps of Le Gras? If anyone is such a patrician that they're thinking that would be where I would go. Definitely. Because I'm just such a rebel. I'm so different to all the other players. I don't fuck around with Valentine. I go straight to the swamps, where no motherfucker's gonna find me. And you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm a little bit elite. What of it? I took the contrarian viewpoint. Well, joke's on you, motherfuckers, because after we've been to Valentine, we probably will go to Le Gras. We probably will go to the swamps. Because on this little list here, I've got the words swamp fishing written down. And that'll be a nice little treat for us both. Because I like to fish and I like to hunt. In the game. Not in real life so much. But in the game, all about it. And you will get to experience the disturbing, muddy beauty of the bayou as a little change of pace. So we're all happy. But first things first, it's Valentine, and the reason we're going to Valentine is I have it on good authority. In fact, I know it to be true. Cougar. I knew something was up. I could sense it. We're gonna no-scope this cougar. Wow, straight to the dome, huh? Well, I must say, I'm kind of impressed. Let's sort him out. I knew something was up, because the camera moved ever so slightly it was ever so slightly perceptible. It moved slightly, sort of down and to the left. And the music just cut. And I was like, hang on. I've played enough of this game to know what kind of trickery's afoot here. And in my head I was like, ambush? And in a manner of speaking, I suppose it was. I suppose it was an ambush by animal, rather than by human being. But yeah, old Memesy did a fine job. Old Memesy took care of the, he's the getaway driver. Old Memesy the horse is our getaway car. He drives himself. And enabled me to do that sick 180 sniper shot. But credit to the cougar as well, because this cat took a sniper round directly to the forehead, and he was still raring and ready to go. It took 2 bullets to the dome to put him down, which is an achievement in its own right, for man or for beast. So yeah, credit to the cougar, and it's a shame that I've turned him into a 1-star pelt. Is that a fucking bear? That is a rock. That is not a bear. See, like now, I'm on edge. But in addition to being on edge, for some ungodly reason that I just don't understand, my mouth tastes, it's got like this taste of baked beans, which is weird because I haven't had baked beans in years. I am not an avid consumer of baked beans. I mean, beans, yeah, from time to time. Heinz baked beans in a tomato sauce that come in a can, ready to go. Like, can't remember the last time. And yet, for some reason, my mouth is just tasting of beans. Maybe it's the coffee beans. Maybe that's it. I mean, coffee beans are beans, and I have been drinking an awful lot of coffee. So maybe that's it. But anyway, so, you know, much to my own sort of folly and chagrin, I'm actually going to have some more coffee. Please just wait a second. Oh my god, my ankle. Jesus. I'm like sitting on my own feet, and my ankle has become like fused with the sofa. It's not a comfortable sofa. It's not the kind of sofa that you think of when you think of like sofa. It's like a. It's not plushy. It's not comfortable. It's more of like a stiff leather chair type thing. Very little in the way of padding, and yeah, very uncomfortable when your ankles get wedged into the thing like that. Very painful. But yeah, I mean that makes sense, doesn't it? Baked beans, coffee beans, haven't had beans but have had coffee, ergo my mouth tastes kind of beans. That's the only reason I can think of, because all I've had to eat today is like a ham salad. To be more precise, a gammon salad. Look at that little possum. Look at him go. Are you feeling sleepy at all, my friend? It's night time. I've got this pure as the driven snow wonder horse. The moonlight is dancing off him. Music's all quiet and tranquil. Perhaps you're maybe thinking about going to sleep. And that's good. because in sleep all the worries fade away like dust in the wind. And that, in its own way, is a wonderful thing. And I'm hoping that I can get you there. But anyway, we are going to Valentine, and there is a specific reason which I did not get around to telling you. We do seem to be taking the long route to Valentine. I do apologise for that. I haven't looked at the map. Maybe I should. But, you know, this is kind of a nice little journey in its own right. Right? But yeah, we're going to Valentine not for any particular reason beyond I have it on good authority, and in fact I have actually seen it, and yeah, the bar in Valentine has snacks. And in fact, if you yourself have any snacks around, I would strongly encourage you, when we get to Valentine, to just treat yourself to a little nibble of whatever you've got around, because when we get to Valentine we're going to be having, dun 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 dun, a pickled egg. A pickled egg. It's on the bar in the saloon in Valentine. They also have roasted almonds in a little bowl, and you can press square and your character will go ahead and either grab a pickled egg and shove it in their face, or grab a handful of almonds and shove it in their face. And you know, you might be thinking, oh, aren't you going to play the game? Shootouts and hunting and lassoing people. It's like, this is the game for me, okay? I've played the campaign 8 times. I've shot so many goons in the face. The game for me is now about wandering through the mountains, sniping deer, and eating pickled eggs. I've put my hours in, I know how to play, I've done it all before, and the odds are, if you're watching a Red Dead Redemption 2 stream, you too have probably done it all before. I sincerely doubt that anyone who might conceivably... Whoops. I sincerely doubt that anyone who might conceivably choose to watch a stream of Red Dead Redemption 2 for any extended period of time has not played the game themselves. Especially if you're watching this on YouTube Live rather than Twitch. Fucking wolves, here we go. I'm not even gonna waste... Ooh. Old Memesy, what you doing, my friend? Proper, like, trampling on. Sorry about that, horsey. I didn't realise he was there. But yeah, I'm not wasting the revolver rounds on them. To be honest with you, my patience with wolves these days is pretty much nil. Same with random ambushes and travellers who have got lost along the way. These sort of things don't excite me. I mean, they feel like a necessary component of the game, but am I going to sit down and spend 90 seconds engaging a pack of wolves? Eh. If I can help it, probably not. So yeah, I did promise Valentine. I'm very much aware that this is nowhere near Valentine, but it happens to be a very pretty bit of the game. So I can't say I'm all that displeased. The pickled egg is coming, I promise you. In a roundabout fashion. But this is good because, you know, my list of things to do, it's pretty slender. I've got swamp fishing, I've got the pickled egg, and then really beyond that, don't have much of a plan. So what we're doing here is we're padding out the stream with a nice long jaunt through a PT Indian reservation. Ongla, I think is what it's called. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna check. Calumet Ravine, Wapiti Indian Reservation. I think it's Lake Ongla? Is that what I'm thinking of? Lake Isabella, the lagoon, O'Cray's Run. Never mind. Everything is very quiet and very still. Fantastic. More wolves. We'll just deal with these guys and then I'll get back to my stellar C-tier commentary. They're gone. Brilliant. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of this for the last week. Shock horror. Like, are you surprised? Of course you're not surprised. But I have to say that for the first time, probably in my own mind, probably in my own memory the first time, I've been experiencing eye strain. And I'm not necessarily a young fellow anymore. You know, my salad days, I don't know if they're behind me. I'm not really sure what salad days necessarily means. Which way do I go to get to Valentine? You know what? I think I can get to Valentine if I go this way. So we'll just go charging through the rain. With no shirt and no shoes. How's that for a hard man? No shirt, no shoes, no service. And doesn't care about any of them. Just getting it done. Gonna get that pickled egg. Man on a mission. Yeah, I'm not sure what salad days necessarily means, but I believe it means, you know, in your youth kind of thing. When people talk about their salad days, they talk about their youth, right? Well, yeah, I'm not in my salad days anymore, and it looks like from now on. I mean, I have been putting some. Ooh, absolutely winced when old Memesy made that leap there. Absolutely winced. I was like, oh, that's it. He's broken his spine. He's broken all 4 of his hooves. And he's tossing his own neck into the bargain. But he was fine. He was good. He's a Shire horse. He's very robust. He's a big, robust boy. And you know what? I think in a roundabout way, we are actually getting towards Valentine now, which is good. Now, I would like to cross this river. And this looks like a good place for it. Memesy, do not be jumping down there. We're going to go round to that shore over there. No need to be taking dives. I tell you what, I set out for a sleepy feel for this stream, and the game is absolutely obliging me right now. You don't get much more sleepy looking than this, do you? White grey horse, white grey sky, rain, silence, and not a soul in sight. But yeah, eye strain, new thing that I've got to contend with. And yeah, I've been playing lots of the game, but I don't know. I always figured I had pretty good eyes, if nothing else. I was like, well, you know, at least I don't need glasses. More fucking wolves, oh my goodness. I need to invest in some dynamite for these sort of situations. My patience is just running thin, like... You know, the other day there was a daily challenge where they were saying, kill 3 wolves. I was like, alright, pack of wolves, no worries. I spent something like an hour trying to find me a pack of wolves. Really searching high and low, all over the place, looking for these wolves. Today I boot up the stream, and within 15 minutes I've had, what, a dozen? 2 dozen? Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is... Oh, fuck. Cumberland Forest. That's what I was gonna say. This is Cumberland Forest, which means that Valentine is this way. And that is the little house that indicates we are getting close to Valentine. I know it well. And just coming up here, boom. Looking every bit as beautiful as when we last left it. Now, Valentine's usually pretty popular with other players. If there's one around, and it's not a guarantee, but the odds are good. If there's one around, I'll give them this dead cougar, and we'll see what they make of it. Excuse me. I'm just going to readjust my ankles again for the aforementioned sofa issue. Ow. Ugh, this sofa bed thing. I mean, it's not quite as bad as a medieval instrument of torture, but that's what comes to mind. Smithfield's, the saloon. Inside is our pickled egg. I did not lie to you, friends. I told you we would get there. And we have. The moment is here. Look at them, in all their glory. I'm not a fan of pickled eggs, I don't think. But then again, we've got lamb's fry on the menu. Then again, I don't think I've ever actually had a pickled egg in real life. Truly, I am living my cowboy fantasies. You know what? That one was so good, we're gonna have another. Wonderful. It's like I'm playing the fucking Sims. Another round of drinks, bartender. Play it again, Sam. Just for me.
Do I smell good or something?
You know, I don't actually drink, but there is something amusing about watching our guy just neck a cold bottle of sarsaparilla. Careful on that step, you old rummy. Okay, so there we go. 2 pickled eggs down. We need to offload this cougar if possible, and according to the map, it seems like there is a friend just this way. Now, they may shoot me in the face. If they choose to do that, that's absolutely fine. But I'm hoping that they won't. It's Furiga Gast 963. Is he gonna hog tie me? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. All yours, my friend, to do what you will with. He doesn't seem in the least bit interested. He's got his gun out. Yeah. And he's gonna shoot me in the head. He's taking it. I'm just gonna nod at him. He's definitely gonna shoot me. Oh! He despawned from the server. Wait, his dot's still there. It looks like he's gone invisible. I don't understand. Now it's saying that the cougar, the dead cougar, is on the map, but... well, who knows. This is very distracting. The important thing is we gave somebody the cougar. And I guess that was a better outcome than getting shot in the head, as most outcomes tend to be. So, he pointed his gun at us, and then he donned his invisibility cloak a la Harry Potter, and took the cougar with him. To where? Who knows? To some other dimension. Or maybe to a completely different game altogether. I can hear gunshots, but I already know, just by the sound of them, that it's one of the pre-scripted game ambushes. And I find them so uninteresting. And don't get me wrong, I like pretty much everything about this game, but, you know, the pre-scripted game ambushes, I'm not super fond of them. What I am fond of is giving Memesy some peaches. I bought this peach for him back in Rhodes yesterday. Forgot to feed him. And I'll give him a little brush as well. Maybe just another one. Still looks a little bit unclean. A clean horse is a happy horse. So, we've offloaded our cougar. We've had our pickled egg. 2 pickled eggs. We've inadvertently killed a turkey vulture. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I had right of way. It's his issue. If that vulture wants to commit suicide by horse, who am I to stop him? Got a friend here. Manioto. I'll wave at him. He's not pointing his gun at me just yet. He's waving back. Fantastic. Well, I guess we'll leave it at that. Wasn't really sure how to proceed there. You know, my options after waving at him are basically hog tie him and drag him all the way to the swamps, or shoot him in the head. It's a shame, I should have kept that cougar, because he seems like he might have appreciated it. The other guy pointed a loaded Glock at our heads. That guy waved at us, and I didn't even have to give him anything. So, you know, what might he have done if I'd brought him something? And that is really a good argument for always having some sort of 3-star animal on the back of your horse, which is why I'm looking at these deer. That's a 3-star. Nobody's going to be impressed by deer, of course. Everybody's shot deer, skinned deer. Nobody cares about deer, necessarily. Doesn't have the same bombast or impact as a cougar, a jaguar, a bear, or even something unusual, like a possum, or a turtle. Deer are thoroughly run-of-the-mill. But a 3-star is a 3-star, and it doesn't look like we're going to find many turtles or bears or jaguars round about here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm afraid you might have heard some nasty gastrointestinal noises there. I'm not sure where that came from. All sorts of weird things have been going on with me since I've started trying to... Well, I guess you would say that I'm on a diet. And the diet is basically gammon salad once a day and as much black coffee without sugar that I can muster. What is that over there? What is that? Oh, it's just a deer. It's a buck. Is he a 3-star? He's a 3-star. Thing is, the angle's not very good. If I shoot him from... Oh, hang on. Miss. He's gone. Antlers and all. That must have just glanced over the top of his head. He got very lucky there. To me, that looks like a guaranteed headshot, but I guess not. What's that over there? We've got another... That's another buck. He's a 2-star. Yeah, I mean the antlers... I'm very low on money, so I'm not going to turn down a 2-star. The perfect being the enemy of the good. The antlers will be a nice little bonus on top. Sweeten the deal slightly. Always good to get things with antlers if you can help it. But yeah, all sorts of weird things have been happening since I started my diet. You know, my energy has been all over the place, my mood has been all over the place. Old Memesy is being disgusting. We'll just pretend that we didn't see that. You know, my mouth tasting like baked beans for no particular reason. It's been unusual to say the least, but it also seems to be working, albeit a bit slowly. 3-star? I think I will have that. Can we get one of your friends in the bargain? These guys are slow. 3 for 3. Now the question is, did the rolling block turn those 3-star turkey vultures into 1-star dirt? It looks like they might have done. That looks like it's a 1-star now. I believe these guys need the varmint rifle. Is this 1-star? I think it is, isn't it? Bird meat, turkey feather. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter necessarily. I mean, it's not like they yield pelts. Yeah, that's a 1-star. I mean, I guess I'll take it. I did kill them after all. So yeah, today is May the 4th. And it seems to be a thing nowadays, in a way that it didn't used to be, that everybody makes a big point of May the 4th being the Star Wars Day. Because, you know, May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you. It's very, very funny. I'm not a fan of Star Wars. You know, at one point in time I liked the originals well enough, I suppose. Those are horses, not deer. Would never shoot a horse. At one point in time, you know, like the originals are alright, they're fine. The prequels... I remember the Clone Wars being really boring. Was it the Clone Wars, the second one? The Phantom Menace was okay, I think. But then again, I was like 6 when that came out. I think 6 or 7 or maybe 5. I don't really remember. You know, when did it come out? Like 98, 99? Who knows? But that had Ray Park in it as Darth Maul. And I think he had maybe 1 line of dialogue in the whole film or something. But he was still pretty cool. You know, I guess he was sort of the high point of the whole thing. Is that a fox? Oh. He's gone. Fair play to him. We must be getting near to Flatiron Lake now. Neemsy, get your head out of the way. Where is Flatiron Lake? I reckon it's just over that tree line back there. But that's not where we're heading, we're actually heading to Le Gras. I promised swamp fishing and I intend to deliver swamp fishing. Anyway, May the 4th. May the 4th be with you to get back on track. But yesterday was a bank holiday. That's the only reason I mention it, really. Bank holiday Monday, one of several. And I just find it to be very sort of telling for the society, very sort of like indicative of our priorities. Not even our priorities, but really indicative of power and where power is concentrated. You know, that we even have bank holidays. Now don't get me wrong, extra day off for the workers, absolutely all for it. I reckon we should have a bank holiday every month if that's the basis. Yeah, sure. Extra time off, love it. Don't we all? Spend more time with the family. You don't spend enough time with them anyway. Bank holidays sort of help with that a little bit. But it's a bank holiday, which means that the banks aren't doing what they do. Which means that everybody else shuts down. Because the banks aren't doing their thing. And you know, I'm sure this is like the most basic layman, plebeian, man on the street observation of it. But like, you know, everything shuts down because the banks are shut down for a day? Like, you know, if the doctor's office shuts down for a day, everything keeps going. You know, if the railways shut down for a day, I mean, that would probably be a big hullabaloo. But if the railway workers were like, we need a holiday, like, society would keep ticking along. It would be an inconvenience, but, you know, people would still be going to work and stuff. But because the bank decides that they're having a day, everything else is like on hold. You know, you don't have industry-based public holidays for any other service except for banking. And you know, it's a very basic observation, but I think that sort of tells you a little bit about where exactly we are as a society. Now, I was aiming for the swamps. This isn't exactly what I would call swamp territory, although the trees are getting a bit sort of droopy in that Louisiana kind of way. So it looks like we're on the right track. Don't much like banks. You might be able to tell by my tone. I'll let that deer go, he's only having a swim. I'll just tell you right now that twice in the last year, my bank has done something to absolutely devastate my life. Twice. In the space of 12 months. Without being any more specific than that, they royally messed me up in a big way. Twice. And obviously this is a financial matter, so it's not something that I'm going to be going into in-depth detail with. Certainly not on a YouTube stream of Red Dead Redemption 2. But, you know, you wonder a little bit as a kid, like, everybody hates the banks. Why does everybody hate the banks? And then the adults tell you. You're like, oh yeah, alright, okay, yeah. Alright, yeah, I get it. But you really get it when you experience unsympathetic practices firsthand. Then you really get it. When they royally screw you up and make your life basically unsustainable, then you really, really get the point. And at the same time, you can't get them to give you any service whenever you go in. Black bear. Nice. Clutch. You know what? I'm gonna leave Memesy here because there are alligators around and I would hate for him to get hurt. So it's a weird thing streaming, isn't it? 2-star. You know what? Would Memesy have carried that whole bear on his back? I don't think he would he? It's a good pelt. It's not a 3-star, but we'd get meat and claws for it. It's a weird thing streaming, isn't it? Because, you know, especially if you're like me and you don't do it very frequently and you're not really looking to make a livelihood from it, if you just do it for fun one day, every once in a while, you know, unless you basically cajole and beg and network with a bunch of strangers online and kind of hustle and jive a little bit. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just getting the pelt for this 3-star so that we can successfully carry the bear pelt. Unfortunately, we need to break this down a little bit to make it all come together. But yeah, you know, if you're sort of like just the occasional amateur hobbyist when it comes to, you know, this sort of thing, it's so unusual because, you know, you kind of have to ask yourself, like, why am I doing this? Is this like a weird vanity thing? And I suppose to some degree maybe it is. Maybe. I suppose it varies from person to person. Everybody sort of has their own reasons. But my reasoning is that, you know, I just genuinely... I've been, my hat has been in the Let's Play streaming arena for a long time. I've got what you might call pedigree. Not that I've been a consistent streamer. I have not. But, you know, I've had channels that are focused on gaming content. I've had streams that I've been... You know, I've done streams in the past, but really I've been a constant viewer for about 11 years now. I've watched a lot of people do this. And, you know, it happens to be something that I really like, and I think that it can actually be good for people's mental health. Let's give him an extra little brush there. It's a dirty old swamp. And so for me, doing streaming or Let's Play videos or just any sort of, you know, video game plus commentary kind of thing. And I did promise swamp fishing, and I have delivered. Gonna use a worm. Yeah, you know, any sort of video game commentary type thing. You know, I guess it's sort of like music, or it's like playing the guitar or something. You know, the thing in itself is its own reward. So, you know, who is this for? Well, if I'm lucky, it'll be for somebody who's just looking to get to sleep, or maybe a lonely university student like I used to be, who just needs something quiet and relaxing to chill out to. Give him something to think about other than his dissertation that he hasn't done. Because that was my experience. Let's try some different bait. You know, I felt that way for a while, but I've just never really consistently got around to doing it. The thing is, I love this game so goddamn much. And, you know, it's just so pretty to look at and so relaxing to play and very unique in a lot of its ways. Am I going to get shot in the head here? I saw a player blip on the map. And I'm sure you heard that rifle crack as well. It doesn't look like he's coming over this way, so maybe he's just doing a little bit of innocent hunting. Not having much luck with these fish, am I? Third time's the charm. Let's try some bread. And we're just going to cast the line right ahead of us, right there. Just a little flick of the wrist. See if they'll go for the bread. I'm proper on edge now. Every like little shuffling noise. Like, is he behind me? Is somebody behind me? And that's a nibble. Check out that tiny little fish. You know, I'm so desperate for money that I'm going to keep him. It's not really my policy to throw fish back in the water. Even if it is like the better way of doing it. And God knows I've watched enough Jeremy Wade programs to know that that's the case. But the fact of the matter is that we've got less than $20 to our name. And old Memesy needs to eat, and I do too. So we will not be throwing any fish back in the river today. How many fish are we going to catch? Maybe half a dozen. Sell them for a little bit of profit. Might make 10, maybe even, well, I won't say more than $10. So, you know, if watching some streaming dude do some fishing isn't really your bag, we're only going to do it for another 3 or 4 minutes. And then we'll be moving on. Bullhead catfish. Let's have another go with the worm. But yeah, it's you know, gaming in itself is kind of it's a funny thing. Did I equip this? There we go. Probably gonna have to recast that. It's a funny thing because, you know, if you tell people that's what you're into, like, in my experience, unless you're like a particularly confident kind of guy, where you can kind of get away with it, if you're like, yeah, no, I'm really into this, this is what I like, people, you know, they kind of don't accept it. They just sort of, it's like, you know, you might as well just write loser on your forehead. I mean, it's alright if you play a bit of Call of Duty or something, isn't it? Or FIFA. If you play lots of FIFA, and even better if you spend £300 a month on loot boxes, that's totally fine. This one's a bit of a fighter. But if you're like, oh yeah, you know, I really like to play Red Dead Redemption 2 online. I mean, Red Dead's alright because, you know, that's got mainstream appeal. But if you're like, yeah, the online mode of Red Dead, I like to go around and catch fish. Or if you're like, yeah, I'm really into Titanfall 2 or Apex Legends or something. If you say that at work or something, people are just going to be like, what do you mean? What is that? I don't understand. What? You just play games? Yeah. Play games for like 4 or 5 hours a night, yeah, that's what I like to do. What, aren't you into football? No. I'm into this. It doesn't really count as like a proper hobby, you know? Which is a shame because You know, people make friends doing this sort of thing. People meet partners doing this sort of thing. Couples meet on Red Dead Online or whatever it is. And we all sort of laugh a little bit, and like, oh, how dorky. But really, it's kind of sweet. And it's a sign of the times. But the Overton window, I suppose, hasn't really moved in that direction yet. Anyway, I'll stop talking about this. I feel like I'm just sort of prattling on. One last fish. Can we get a bite? There's some activity. I can see it. It must just be the wrong kind of bait, because whatever's down there is not interested at all. I mean, it's interested enough to hang around, but not interested enough to go for it. Clearly my fishing leaves a lot to be desired. Well, there we go. Put the knife away, old man. Okay, well, I think we caught maybe 4. Wouldn't say that's necessarily a respectable number, but we had fun. I'm going to set up camp, if the game will allow me to do so. Still not 100% sure what the online camp mechanics are. Can I start a little fire in the woods like Arthur could? And why is the music so fucking sinister all of a sudden? I feel like I ought to apologise. I am trying not to swear very much on these streams. It's not really something that I want to be passing on to other people or endorsing. I don't think it does anybody any favours to so quickly resort to bad language. And I know that from lived experience. You know, when the go-to word in your arsenal is the F word for good and bad situations. You know, it's sort of indicates a certain sort of is ossification too pretentious of a word. There's a friend's camp here. That's exactly what we need, in fact. Because I believe I can use their fire. And if so, we are going to help ourselves to a coffee. It does not appear to be the case. Gives you a place to rest in the wilderness. So it should work, right? No, it's just going to relocate the main camp. That's not what I'm looking for. I just wanted to make a cup of coffee. That was all I wanted. That's really annoying. You know, I was hoping I could maybe just sit down next to this fire. Like so. Ah, hang on. Coffee. Requires a campfire to craft. It says right down there in the bottom left in red text, requires a campfire to craft. I mean, I don't know how I could get any closer to it without standing directly inside of it. The game won't even let me kneel down, I'm so close to the flames. It's not going to let me do it. Of course not. Well, it looks like the proper owners of the camp are in the area, doing a bit of hunting by the looks of it. So I'm not willing to engage with them, especially seeing as I couldn't make my coffee at their camp. My plan was that if their campfire was actually usable and I could make my little video game coffee there, I would have traded them this bear pelt for the use of their fire as sort of, you know, a little bit of a tit for tat going on there. You scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. But I wasn't able to use their fire, and therefore I don't really feel obligated to give them this fine, fine bear skin. So we'll keep that. And we'll go see Gus in Saint Denis, offload it to him, get some money, and see if he wants anything. See if he's hankering for any specific animal skins. Might be able to turn an ostrich into a nice pair of boots or something. Flamingo. That's a rare one. It's a spoonbill. Look at him go. That is magical, isn't it? Look at him flapping away against the starry sky. That is beautiful, isn't it? You know, I could just terminate his existence right now. But he looks so majestic that I just can't bring myself to do it. You know, I haven't checked the dailies today. What's the game throwing down in terms of challenges? Bird shooting contest. It's a good job you didn't tell me about that 30 seconds ago. It wants me to pick some bulrushes. I could probably do that fairly easily. Distance travelled on a mount with a posse member. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends, so won't be achieving that today. I could sell some gear to Gus. As it happens, I'm on the way to doing that already. 3 headshots on other players. 3 shotgun kills. Well, I don't have a shotgun, nor can I afford one. But I can certainly bring some gear to Gus. And I suppose I could go hunting for bulrushes. Although it's not exactly the most exciting, well, it's not game at all. It's just bulrushes, isn't it? You wouldn't necessarily call plants game. Last time I picked a bulrush and consumed it, my character was violently sick all over himself. So, a little bit hesitant to repeat the process, but then again, for the sake of being somewhat entertaining while I'm live, I suppose I'll allow it. Don't know if you heard that. There seems to be some screaming going on in Saint Denis. God, I wonder what the frame rate looks like right now on YouTube's end. I wonder if the picture has just turned to grainy, muddy, sludgy 12 frames a second. Because I know for a fact that the PS4 is chugging like you would not believe right now. It always does whenever you come into Saint Denis, without fail. The turbines start up, and we've got a friend over here, he's going to blast me. Suspicious. Very suspicious. Might be picking his moment. That's not usually the way you want to approach another player, unless you want to get blasted. But maybe he's just in a rush.
Okay then, let's get you kitted out.
Indeed. Kit me out, big man.
What the hell are you doing? Okay, that's better. Any more trouble and you're out of here.
Real wild card, aren't I? Right, take this animal fat. You look like you could use it.
Let's take a look.
Got some bear claws. Got some turkey feathers. Antlers galore. All the antlers you could ever wish for. Ooh, we're up to $21.12. I'm gonna have to start making some proper money on this game at some point. Deer pelt. You won't even take the fish.
Yeah,
Gotta
I
go
get
see
lot
a
of these.
butcher.
Hey, no funny business.
Game?
Good.
Where we going?
Like I always say, I aim to please, but I shoot to kill.
Right, let's see if we can
Yeah,
get out of
clear
here
yourself
without
away, huh?
trampling a pedestrian. That's that guy. Looks like he's visiting a fence. My natural suspicion, if he's visiting a fence, is that he's stocking up on bowlers, which are like a projectile that basically hog ties you. He's probably stocking up on that, dynamite, and explosive arrows. In other words, all the sort of stuff that would make other players' lives a living hell. So, I think I'll not take my chances with that guy. I might be being a little bit paranoid perhaps, but, you know, I really don't want old Memesy to die. This guy's just done a murder. By the looks of it. Somebody's done a murder. There's a dead lady in the street. And there's this guy standing here looking mighty suspicious. Let's have a little look at his horse. Seems like a pretty normal horse. Got some sort of Slipknot face mask on him. No, wait. That's just the way he looks. Guy waved at me. Fair enough. I do appear to have locked myself in. There's no other way to leave except by going past this guy. I'm just gonna give him a cheeky little nod. Is he gonna pull me off the horse? He is not. Good. I don't know, maybe I'm being a little bit paranoid when it comes to other players. I mean, nobody's shot at me yet. Maybe I should be more willing to see the good in other players. You know, I did say that the aim of the game here was to make a nice ambient sleepy stream. There's a guy over here. I'm just gonna pull my knife out. Don't want to be too overtly threatening. Just the knife will do. He's fine. He's fine. The aim of the game here was to make something sort of nice and relaxing, and I think I've only succeeded in sort of relaxing myself a bit, really, but Oh, I feel a yawn coming on. A genuine yawn. So, 2 more things for Gus. That's what the game wants me to do. I don't really want to go back into Saint Denis though. Although you can find them on different areas of the map. I think what we'll do is we'll keep ploughing along here. Excuse me. We'll keep ploughing along. We'll pick up another couple of animal skins. We'll drop them off with him over by Flatneck Station.
I'm doing my best here.
I'm sure you are, lady.
Let's both take a minute.
Indeed. But yeah, we'll grab a couple of boars, maybe. I think I heard boars in the area. You know, I guess I'm surprised at myself, but I've gone this whole stream without actually using Eagle Eye. Usually I'm all about Eagle Eye. I haven't used it at all since I started streaming. Let's see if we can find ourselves something that's worth the bullet. I think it's just going to be crocodiles, isn't it? For the next couple of miles. I mean, a crocodile skin. I mean, why not, right? 3 stars. I don't like the sound of that. That sounded quite close, whatever it was. He's in the water, I can see him. Hopefully he won't get it into his head to come up on land. You can see him, I can see him. I can see the water rippling as well, which is concerning. Ugh, I really shouldn't have called Memesy over here, because he just looks like a big cut of meat to them. Looks like a big porterhouse steak on legs. Let's keep it moving before something tragic and unavoidable occurs. Let's go, Memesy. It's the spoonbills again. I need one more animal. You know, I'm quite happy to kill deer and alligators and pigs, cougars and everything in between. I'll shoot a raccoon. I'll blast a squirrel. But something about these pink flamingos with their noodly necks. I don't know, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to kill the flamingos. I guess that's my line. I guess that's where I draw the line. I'll shoot anything with 4 legs, but a pink flamingo with a funny looking face, and I guess that's just a bridge too far. I don't know, maybe I'm just having a crisis of conscience or something. This time tomorrow, I'll probably be all about it. I'll be shooting them out of the sky in packs of 3. The eagle eye. That is a rock. That is not a deer. That's a very large looking elk, I was thinking to myself, but no, it's just the scenery. Just gonna have a little refer to my notes for a second. Have I got any coffee left? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Suppose I could talk about Memesy a little bit. So Memesy is a Shire horse. He's a white Shire horse. My understanding is that Shire horses are the largest horses in the game. I think they seem like they're the largest horses in the game. And really, you know, Memesy, old Memesy here, the idea was that, well, firstly, I could afford him. Horses can be pretty expensive. We're at a track. Just ran out of road. You know what? We've actually kind of come full circle, because now we're actually getting to where the stream started. This is Roanoke Ridge. So we've sort of done a circuit of the map, but without realising it. I mean, obviously, Tumbleweed and Blackwater and all the territory that you associate with Red Dead Redemption 1, that hasn't really had a look in. But to be perfectly frank, that's my least favourite.
Not at all.
Don't really care, mate. Nah, I'm not going back for him. To be perfectly honest, all that Blackwater, Tumbleweed, Armadillo, it's a fantastic technical achievement, but in terms of just areas of the game where I want to hang out, the Red Dead Redemption 2 area, you know, New Hanover, the Grizzlies, West Elizabeth, that's where I like to be. That's where we started. We started in sort of Annesburg way, and I guess that's how we're gonna end the stream. We'll just glide our way around here, look for our final catch of the day. There's a player over here. Gus is here as well, which is wonderfully convenient. Oh, Kubi 927. You know, I am surprised that not one of these players has tried to hog tie me, kidnap me, blow me up with dynamite. Nobody's tried to use paint it black and blast me 6 ways to Sunday. Everybody's just been chill this evening. It's surprising, and I guess it's not altogether disagreeable. And there's a very large elk. Is that an elk? Was that what I saw? I could have swore I saw like a moose or something. It's a white-tailed buck. I think that might just end up being the final kill of the session. He's cut away. I mean, I'm a crack shot, but I don't really fancy shooting through those trees. If I fire off around, everything within a half-a-mile radius is just going to go running. So I'll take my chances with something else. Give Memesy a quick rest. But yeah, he's a white Shire horse, and it was what I could afford at the time. Although that's no slight against him. I mean, I was looking for a big animal that would be able to carry a lot of, basically, other dead animals for my trading operation. And thankfully he fits the bill. and how. And it just so happens that he happens to be, he seems to have, although whether this is a mechanical thing in the game or whether it's just something that I've invented in my own head, he seems to have quite an agreeable temperament. You know, he's never bucked me off, for instance. He's never really failed me. He's always been reliable, consistent, never had any trouble with him. And it seems like sometimes in this game you do have horse trouble, but Memesley just doesn't seem to be that way. So yeah, Shire horses, I recommend them. My understanding is that the Turkomans are quite temperamental. I've never had one, but I'm told... Excuse me while I just slide my way down here. I'm told that they never stop making noise, that they're always blustering away about something. Memesy's not that way, he's a good horse. There's a rabbit or something down that way. I mean, I guess that'll have to do. I just need one more animal. I mean, it's kind of arbitrary. I don't actually need it. But it just seems like a good note to end the stream on. We'll do at least one of the dailies. And you know what? This looks like a fine spot for a little bit of cliff sniping. Alright, big man. Okay, alright. Yeah, have some hay. A carrot or something. And there we go. That is prey, if ever I saw it. 3 stars and all. He's down, but he's not out. Well, there we go. Turning 3 stars into 1 stars. I do feel like I was sort of unfairly handicapped there, because it... Memes, please. It seemed like the game glitched out for a hot second. I did call to him, it didn't really respond, and then the animation sort of kicked in midway. But true enough, he's a 1 star now. In any case, that's our last kill of the session. And if you've been watching, and if you've watched all the way up until this point, I'd just like to thank you for joining me. It's been good. It's been pleasant. And there's more to come. I will have to start working on my objective list. We're not quite where we need to be in terms of giving these streams structure.
Good to see you again. What can I do for you?
But it's a work in progress, and I encourage you
Let's have a look-see.
to stick around. If, of course, it suits you. Surely that counts as 5 items, no? Well, according to the game, that does not count as 5 items.
The thrill of the kill, I miss it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does count. Thought it would give me a little notification. Well, there we are. Here's to a successful stream, and here's to successful hunting, and thank you for joining me. Good night and Godspeed.